So I wanted to talk about the Knicks turnaround defensively and as a team as a whole and how well they've been playing. But I didn't want to do it too prematurely. So I was going to wait a day or two and talk about it after this newest Chicago game that's tonight. I'm recording this on Wednesday. You know, I was going to wait for them to play this game and then record after it to see, hopefully, maybe they're on a 5-game winning streak and the defense holds up and it's awesome and it's great and they're playing well. And then I can come on here and gush about it and we could talk about how well Duece is playing and the new 9-man rotation and Sims Hartenstein lineup does and all of that awesome, glorious stuff and how Brunson reportedly maybe he's questionable to play. Maybe he plays, maybe he doesn't, I don't know. I wanted to do that and then I thought, well, I don't know if I'm gonna have time to record, so who knows what the timeline's gonna end up, so maybe I should just do it today. Let me get this out. Ton of praise. Let me praise them before tonight's game and then I'll come back on and I'll record a little bit after the game. Hopefully, it's just me coming on and being like, yep, everything held up. It's awesome. It's cool. It's fun. It was great watching them play, and the defense held up, and their offense was moving, and RJ had another good game, and Randle had another good game, and Brunson played, but he didn't have to play that much because it was a blowout, and Quickley played well, and Duece played well, and Grimes played well, and everybody played well, and it was fun and happy, and I can come on here and be fun and happy and loose and all of that, and I could just heap praise upon praise upon praise for them. Hopefully that happens. But before we do that, let's just mention a little bit quickly the new 9-man rotation. We got Duece in instead of Cam. Cam reportedly is going to be traded. I just recorded a Cam video, so I'm not going to go too much into depth about that. This team had no identity. They were flying by the seat of their pants. They were out-talenting worse teams, and that's how they were winning games. And then they were losing games to teams kind of around where they were, and then they couldn't really beat good teams. And they've been kind of blessed a little bit scheduling wise and other opponent team health wise, right? They played the Nuggets without Jokic, they've played Philly without Embiid. They've had a bunch of games like that where teams have very much missed their players and the Knicks have taken advantage of it. You play who's in front of you. I have no opinion on that. They won the game, so awesome. But before, they had no identity. And now, by implementing Grimes into the starting lineup, which I think it's been like about 10 games now, and implementing McBride into the rotation, this team has a dogged mentality defensively. Because before, it was kind of just Quickley and Mitch kind of holding down the front lines of defense and just, you know, trying their damnedest. We had one good perimeter defender, and Cam, you know, Cam was a good defender, but he lost. He was lost too many times, and as good as he was, it wasn't a consistent defensive effort. There were times he fell asleep. There were times where he didn't hustle back on defense, and that never happens with McBride. That never happens with Grimes. In the last 10 games, I've counted twice that Grimes got beat back door, and it wasn't because he was paying attention. It was because the player was really quick and got behind them, and the big man delivered like a pinpoint perfect pass. And even still, I don't think either of them, or one of them only translated into a bucket. Whatever. The point is that this team is now fun again to watch. I'm having a blast watching it. And if you want to watch it along with me, I live stream every Knick game this season. Hopefully, we will be doing that in the playoffs. Actually, we might, hopefully we'll be doing that in the playoffs this year. So hopefully I have stuff to be happy about later, tomorrow, or later in the week when I can come on and talk about it. But I'm just really happy. Oh, and Randle's been awesome, and RJ's been better, and Brunson has struggled a bit, but because of the rise of the other players, we haven't needed Brunson to take over the way he was earlier in the season. That was keeping us afloat. Like I said, it's been ridiculously enjoyable to watch. I can't wait to watch tonight's game. I can't wait to watch Friday's game and Saturday's game and Monday's game. I can't wait to watch the Knicks now, which I tune in every night, but it wasn't like, I can't wait to watch them, because I was like, what's going to happen tonight? Are they going to show up? Is it going to be a Dallas Mavericks game situation? You know, are they going to show up for half the game and then the other half of the game they're going to pretend like they're not a professional basketball team? Whatever. I'm just happy that we have guys out there who are getting after it, who are playing hard, who are happy to represent New York across their chest and on their jersey, because it is a special way of playing basketball when the New York Knicks are this good defensively, this dominant defensively the last couple of games. It has been a blast. And you can come and enjoy watching the games with me over on, well, here, not over anywhere, here on this channel. Hopefully we get this win, and it's a 5-game winning streak. Wow! What? 5 in a row. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count Cleveland, Sacramento, Chicago. The other 2 I can't think off the top of my head. Beat their ass. Atlanta was the other one. What? 5 in a row? What are we talking about? What are we talking? The Knicks are built different. They're different right now. These are not the Knicks that we watched to start this season. This is a new group of dudes. Brunson always been doing Brunson things. But RJ waking up. Randle waking up. Duece in the lineup. Cam out. God damn, I got no complaints right now. I got 0, zip, none, nada. So last night, the New York Knicks dismantled the Chicago Bulls. Yeah, it was a close game. Yeah, it went into overtime. But guess what? Caruso dropped. Brunson said, come over here. Dropped his ass. Whoop, lefty 3, splash. Nothing but net. In overtime. Grimes, 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. Clutch ass shooting. RJ, you couldn't hold him tonight. He was getting to the basket. He was knocking down the 3. Everything. Mitch, big boy in the paint. Blocking shots, deterring shots, grabbing rebounds, dunking all over the Bulls, all over the Chicago arena. What's good with y'all? Y'all can't handle us. 5 in a row, baby. That was just my inner fan coming out, you know. I just had to get that out. But yeah, 5 in a row. You can't, since Tom Thibodeau has gone to this 9-man rotation, you cannot have complaints with it. I understand that people are upset about the Cam Reddish situation. I understand people want trades, they want this, they want that, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But 5-0 with this 9-man rotation is 5-0 with this 9-man rotation. And here's another thing. I saw on Twitter, and I've been feeling it, and I just couldn't wrap my head around it. But ultimately, I think they're right. It's not a coincidence that this team goes on this run, and Obi Toppin isn't around. Now, I know, but look, Obi Toppin is one of my favorite players to watch on this team. He's one of my favorite, he's one of my favorite players. Go watch my top 5 favorite Knicks. He's on the list. Spoiler alert, he's on the list. Trust me. I love that kid, man. He's great. He's awesome. Love him. He's also 24 years old. It's not like he's 21, 22. He's 24. He kind of is who he is for the most part. Now, he's going to go to another team, get a big opportunity. He's going to show he's much better, kind of be of a bowl situation where it's like, hey, look what happens when you actually give that guy minutes. He's actually really good at basketball. That's going to be a similar situation, not exact, but a very similar situation that happens with Obi Toppin. And trust me, I still want to trade Randle. I still kind of want to retool this team. I don't think it's sustainable, the way they kind of run things through Randle way too often. I get it, but I don't want to talk about that right now. I just want to enjoy the fact that my team won 5 games in a row. Because this doesn't happen often for the Knicks. It just doesn't. Let's be real. Last time it happened was 2 years ago in a pandemic season, at the end of the season when they won 9 in a row. That's the last time it happened. And then before that was like another 4 or 5 game winning streak that didn't matter at the end of the season. And then before that it was like 12, 13, they won 6 in a row. And then before that it's like, who knows, right? Like they hadn't been able to string 3 wins together in like 8 years or something like that. So I'm just gonna enjoy this. I'm just exuberantly happy. I was watching that game last night, hooting and hollering and cheering and biting my fingernails, and we went into overtime, and I'm losing my mind, and every time Grimes hits a shot and every time Brunson hits a shot, I'm like, oh my God, this team. And then we would get a good defensive stop, and I'm like, oh my God, the defense is holding up, and we're playing hard, and we're playing for each other, and this is exactly what New York fans have been asking for. To play hard, to play for each other, and to play together, and to communicate. And sure, there's some defensive lapses, right? There's some miscommunication, but it happens to every team. So I don't even care. I don't even care right now. I just want to be happy that they won. I just want to be happy that they fought and they won a close game. And Chicago threw everything at them. And they said, we're going to try and steal this one. And the Knicks still pulled it out. 2 big-time threes from Quentin Grimes and then Jalen Brunson, who drops Caruso. Hits the dagger. That's it. That's game. Go up 9. Less than a minute left in overtime. Whew, that's it. Cold game. Right in front of Chicago's bench. You got to give credit to Randle for turning his season around and playing with way more effort and energy and want especially on the defensive end. Like, yeah, it's awesome he's making shots. It's great. I kind of wish he would make a little bit less shots so he would be a bit more passive. But if he's hitting them, he's hitting them. I didn't mind the way he played last night. I know people are like, oh, the offense bogged down and we just gave the ball to him. Like, yes, I understand that. But also, every team's offense bogs down at the end of games. Chicago's offense bogged down at the end of games. They gave the ball to DeRozan and they were like, DeRozan, do something with it. Levine, do something with it. You know, kind of just what happened at the end of basketball games. You give the ball to your best player and you're like, hey, figure something out. Now, we do it to a player that oftentimes has a hard time figuring those things out. We should probably be giving it to Brunson and being like, Brunson, you figure something out. But again, I don't want to focus on the negative because there's just too much positive going around. I have zero complaints about the way this team is playing. I can't remember. I guess it was like 2 years ago was the last time I felt this happy and excited about watching my team play basketball on any given night. And I'm just going to enjoy it. And I'm going to root for the Knicks to do something that is very difficult in the NBA, and that's beat a team 2 times in a row in 3 nights, right? They play Chicago again tomorrow night, Friday night, in Chicago. And that's going to be a tough game because obviously Chicago's going to want revenge. It's not going to be a national TV game. Most of the times teams split that 1-1. The Knicks won 1 last night. There's a pretty good chance they lose the next one. But I'm going to root for the unlikely, obviously, in that the Knicks prove everybody wrong and Chicago proves everybody wrong, and the Knicks come out and they beat up on Chicago. And I think I'm just too hyped right now to really give anything other than a go Knicks. I will be watching tonight's Chicago game live. I think the game's at 8 o'clock. I'll be watching it live at 8:05. You can come join me on the YouTube channel. We will be watching it, cheering, rooting. This team's fun to watch again. It's very fun. Come join us live, 8 o'clock tonight. Also, subscribe and like the video because it really helps. It helps grow the community, helps grow the channel, all of that. It just becomes infinitely more fun for me, for you, for everybody involved. So, thank you to those who have subscribed. Thank you to those who stuck around this long enough in this video. I checked the analytics. Y'all don't be sticking around towards the end of the video. But thank you to those who do. I really appreciate it. Thank you.